Hello to each and every one of you out there watching. Kira Dynamite here, and today I am going to talk about WandaVision episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. And let me just get this out there. Monica has powers. I didn't do the review for like 4 episodes, but I'm just gonna hop right into 7. So I don't read the comics. Like, I just didn't grow up reading the comics. I feel like it's too late to get into the comics. Like, I'm a kind of person who wants to know every little thing from the beginning, and I can't do that because how long would it take me to track down all of those comics and to read all of those comics? I feel like it's too late. So I feel like it's a train that I've missed. Although I do have a few Spider-Man comics, like an Avenger comic and a Ironheart comic. So I have the Last Airbender comics. I still have my manga, my comics, but you know, I have a Batman comic, but I'm like, I just feel overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. If you have suggestions, I'm open to it, of course. But I mainly get all of my knowledge from the cartoons that I grew up with and the YouTube that have like all the origin stories like laid out for you. So yeah, I had heard about Monica being like the first, like, or not the first, but a version of Captain Marvel or Photon, but I didn't know that like when we first met her character. I think it's very interesting that Darcy, I think in the last episode, was like, your molecular cells are changing, and if you go back in there, who knows what happened. Me and my sister looked at her, was like, Monica about to get powers. My thing about the multiverse with that was, I thought what was gonna happen is that the people inside the hexagon, if they stay in there too long, they're gonna become mutants. Because then I was like, Hayward is acting like really sketchy, and he was like, you don't know what it's like, what it's been like for the past 5 years, and you're taking up for the superpowered people. And I was like, that sounds a little X-Men to me.
I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping that Hayward is going to be the next guy who can't stand mutants or superpowered people or whatever. And I don't know what they're going to do with the multiverse. I just hope that they do it and that they are actually bringing it in, and that it's just not like temporary fan service or Easter eggs or whatever. So yeah, I hope that was a hint.
For episode 7. So Monica is going into the hexagon, and she has like, and it was a good moment. Like, this would be such a good movie moment, but I digress. So she's going through the hexagon, and like, she's getting like her mom talking to her. We have little Monica flashbacking the audio talking, and we have Carol, I think, said something, and then she comes through and she has like these blue eyes. But it first starts out with Wanda in bed, and Wanda's going through some things. You know, she's depressed. She's like trying to keep her husband from coming back. Her kids are like, I don't feel so good. Ooh. And she's like, oh, just like run along. And Agatha takes them, and I'm like, oh God, what's Agnes gonna do? Like, I don't trust her. Now, my thing with Agnes is that I was hoping that she wasn't a big bag. I wanted this whole big bad. I wanted Wanda to be the one behind everything, but I guess like they don't want Wanda to be this like villain, but I wanted her to be like the explanation for everything. And I know people have been saying things about Mephisto and all this stuff, but now with this reveal, I want Agatha to be the main one. We need some women villain. Hela was really great, and who else is there? Hydra agents that are women. I really want Agatha to be the one running the show and not Mephisto or Ralph, who, you know. And then there was like this delivery guy who was following them, which was weird. I'm sorry, I'm getting off the track, but if you can follow me, you know.
And so we have Wanda, who is struggling to keep it together. She's like slowly losing it. And it's like, while she looks like she's slowly losing her mind, she's like losing her powers as well. And we can say, I guess, now that Agatha is the one controlling her, of course. But I think it's really interesting that as she's losing her mental health, her powers are suffering as well. And I thought that it was because she made the hexagon bigger, and so her magic is being spread thin, or powers they're being spread really thin.
So in this episode, we have Darcy and Vision who break off, and Darcy is an escape artist, and she has like this attitude of like, dude, I don't want to go out with you, leave me alone. And Vision is like, I'm trying to figure out what's going here. And then he eventually wakes her up, and she's like, oh my gosh, that was horrible. So Darcy and Vision have like a little road trip in a, what was it? Was it an ice cream, a funnel cake truck, to get back to the house. And like he's asking her all these questions, like, so I died, and like, so what happened? And she's explaining to him basically what happened at the end of Infinity War. And he's like, okay, like, and so he comes to this realization of like, apparently my wife has suffered like a lot. I had no idea how much. And he's like, I gotta go talk to my wife. And then like he flies off and leaves Darcy in the truck. And then we have the twins who go off with Agnes, and like the last time we see them, they're eating, and like he says it's quiet here, like because he has the psychic powers and he can't hear anything from Agnes, and she just looks at him like and so the scene goes to something else. I can't remember exactly what, but when we come back to the house, they're gone. I'm like, okay, so here we go. And then earlier in the episode, we had the twins ask about Uncle Pietro, and she says that man is a liar or something, and they're like, oh, okay, like what's going on there? So then I'm like, I just really want Pietro back, like, and then to find out at the end, like Agnes is like the puppeteer behind everything. And I'm like, she's the one who was behind Pietro, and that makes me sad because I really want Evan Peters to be Quicksilver. Like, I want it so bad, but I don't know how everything is gonna turn out, but like it doesn't look promising right now. So that makes me sad, but I am very excited to see what they do with everything else. And then we have the Nexus commercial, which is like a prescription pill for depression. And like they're using all this verbiage like a real commercial, but they're like, if you're depressed, take this pill and then you'll be able to face the truth. And then they also say, or maybe even be more depressed or something. And I was like, oh my god, but like true, that's how some of these medications be working. So yeah, I liked this episode a lot. I don't want this to be really long. I just wanted to be short and sweet, and I just wanted to pinpoint some of the main points. I have Monica has superpowers, Darcy and Vision, the twins disappearing, and then Agatha Harkness reveals she's behind everything. And I really love the theme song. Agnes was behind it. Like, I don't know. Let me just tell you, I'm enjoying Kathryn Hahn so much. I always enjoy Kathryn Hahn, whatever she's on. So I'm really glad that she gets this part to play and she's a villain. Like, this is going to be so much fun. And was that the Darkhold or something else? Again, I don't read the comics, but I remember the Darkhold was on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I couldn't remember exactly what the book looked like, but that it was like glowing and gold and black, and I was just like, that's interesting. But yeah, I think Kathryn Hahn is gonna absolutely smash this, and I hope that eventually we get to see her as a really, really big bag, like, and big, why do I keep saying big bag? A big bad, like, on a cinematic level, whether that be in the theaters or we be paying $30 for it to watch on Disney Plus. And then we have the close-up of a cicada or a beetle or something. I don't know what that means, but I feel like they zoomed in on it for a reason. But yes, those are my thoughts of, what happened in the past episodes. I've enjoyed every single episode from jump So I'm really happy about what I'm really happy about everything that they're doing with the creators, with the writing, with the acting, with the choices of everything in this show. I really have no complaints. I just really don't want to deal with a Mephisto character. I'm not a fan. From what I know, like I don't need any devil-like characters. Like I'm like, okay, no, that's a bit much for me. But I do want Agatha to be the big bad. Like, I want it so bad. I want a female villain. I want it.
But also, I would really like for Hayward to be a B villain or something, because, like, even, like, since episode, like, what was it, 3? Me and my sister were like, he's sketch, he's sus. Like, there's just something about him. Like, how can you replace Monica? Like, I don't believe it. And he has, like, hate towards superpowered people. You can tell in his voice and how he responded. So, I want him to be
I'm gonna end the video here, or else I will keep talking. Oh, and the end credit scene. Monica goes into the basement of the house, and her eyes start to turn purple. Pietro comes around, and he's like, Snoop is gonna snoop. And then it goes off. And I'm like... her eyes are purple, not blue, like when she got the powers. So is she gonna be influenced by Agatha now? Like, please, can Pietro be good? Can Pietro break out of that hold or whatever she's doing? Like, I just, so I'm gonna end the video there. And we can have a discussion of everything that I missed or everything that I didn't get to talk about. So comment down below and let me know if you're enjoying this series so far, and what you know of the comics. And, you know, there's a part of me that enjoys knowing some of the stuff from the comics, and some of it I just want to be completely surprised and just build off of what I know from the MCU. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Comment down below and we'll get a discussion going. And yeah, Key Ray Dynamite out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.